Hello, all you freedom-loving people. Welcome to another episode of Front Page. I am your host, Scott Cameron Goulet. Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're going to focus on the cyber Pearl Harbor incident that just happened, and we will look at what's behind the Chinese Communist Party's high-profile denial of their involvement in the U.S. election. First up is the Navarro's report, the Immaculate Deception. Let's first take a look at the support for President Trump among the U.S. political circle, which was a factor in the cyber Pearl Harbor incident and the Chinese Communist Party's high-profile denial of involvement in the U.S. election. On December 17th, White House trade advisor Peter Navarro released a report revealing the irregularities of 6 swing states in the election. In the 36-page report, Navarro outlines 6 areas of election irregularities from 6 dimensions, including outright voter ballot mishandling, contestable process fouls, equal protection clause violations, voting machine irregularities, and significant statistical anomalies. Navarro said that these politicians have failed in their constitutional duties and responsibilities to conduct vigorous and comprehensive investigations into these 6 dimensions of election irregularities. The legislative and state courts and the federal courts, including the Supreme Court, have failed the nation, the political parties, and the people. Navarro stated, if these election irregularities are not fully investigated prior to Inauguration Day and thereby effectively allowed to stand, this nation runs the very real risk of never being able to have a fair presidential election again. Navarro is a staunch President Trump supporter and author of the book, Death by China. It is almost a chess book, like a guidebook for President Trump's trade war. Now, this war hawk is speaking out, which deserves our full attention. Next, Tommy Tuberville, a senator-elect, said that we should do what's best for President Trump and the people. Indeed, at this moment, President Trump still needs all kinds of support that he can get from different sides. As reported by a few media on December 17th, Tuberville believed the Senate should support a challenge to the Electoral College vote. He revealed the possibility of a challenge in a joint session of Congress, much like Representative Mo Brooks. Tuberville said, I'm always going to support President Trump. He's the best president of my lifetime and has done more for the people of this country and the state of Alabama than anybody. After learning the news, President Trump tweeted that night, he, meaning Tuberville, is a great champion, a man of courage. More Republican senators should follow his lead. Trump went on to write, Tommy will be more popular than ever before, a hero. Congressman Brooks, the first to challenge the Electoral College vote, has confirmed to call for more members of the House and Senate to step forward and challenge at the Joint Congressional Committee. Today, more and more members have responded to the call, while President Trump's allies are moving forward step by step. In contrast, the Democratic camp is already in turmoil. Next, the State Department has revealed the contacts of Biden's supposed cabinet. Shortly after Biden announced his first cabinet members, the State Department released the old emails of 2 of them. One was Antony Blinken, the nominee for Secretary of State, and the other was former Secretary of State John Kerry, the nominee for the presidential climate envoy. Blinken served as Deputy Secretary of State in the Obama administration and is also Biden's long-term advisor. In 2015, he met with Hunter Biden via email. At that time, Hunter had joined the Ukrainian company Burisma. In 2017, Blinken, together with a number of former government officials, established the strategic consulting firm WestExec Advisors, which specializes in helping clients enter the Chinese market. The official website of West Exec Advisors used to brag about the firm's relationship with key high-level stakeholders in China, meaning, of course, stakeholders in the CCP. When Biden accepted the Democratic nomination this year, the firm scrubbed its China collaborations, which included getting U.S. research universities to accept China money and collaboration and helping a multi-billion-dollar American tech company move into China. Also, Devon Archer, a close family friend of John Kerry's and a former senior advisor, is Hunter Biden's business partner. One more thing is, on December 18th, the Pentagon abruptly suspended cooperation with the Biden team on the transition. The Pentagon suddenly halted the Biden transition on Friday, December 18th. Another breaking news on December 18th is Defense Secretary Chris Miller ordered a Pentagon-wide halt to the cooperation with the transition of the Biden team. According to a report, Miller's order was issued on Thursday, December 17th in the evening, and it shocked the entire Pentagon. A senior member of Biden's team, however, said he was unaware of the order and suggested that cooperation might resume after the holidays. A senior Defense Department official also tried to downplay the move, calling it a simple delay of the last few scheduled meetings until after the new year. The official said, "We had fewer than 24 remaining meetings on the schedule today and for next week, and the Department of Defense staff working the meetings were overwhelmed by the number of meetings." Later, Fox News national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin tweeted that Department of Defense pushes back on the Axios scoop that acting Pentagon Defense Secretary halts Biden transition briefing, which says that Miller asked for a one-day pause and both teams agreed to a 2-week break over the holidays. Earlier on Friday, acting Defense Secretary Chris Miller said in a statement that some meetings have been rescheduled, but none have been canceled or refused, saying the State Department and the transition team had agreed 2-week break over the December holiday period. Whether this move by the acting Defense Secretary is a suitable excuse to delay the transition, or if it is a normal holiday break, this is still unclear. We will keep an eye on this interesting development. Okay, so many of you may be wondering what you can do to help spread the word about this great awakening. One small thing that you can do to help thousands of people like yourselves see this program and help them with their own great awakening is hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And please share this video with at least one of your friends, because everyone deserves to know the truth. We thank you for your support here at Front Page. So next up, the Director of National Intelligence report, the Radcliffe Report, which will confirm whether or not foreign powers interfered in the election, is still pending. But Chinese communist infiltration of the United States has been a hot topic. Now let's talk about the Cyber Pearl Harbor incident. Okay, so the Cyber Pearl Harbor incident, according to an exclusive report on U.S. political news site Politico on December 17th, U.S. nuclear weapons agencies were compromised in a broad hacking campaign. Officials of the Energy Department and National Nuclear Security Administration revealed that hackers accessed their networks as part of an extensive espionage operation that has affected at least half a dozen federal agencies. The investigation is still ongoing and the results may only be known in several weeks. The Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Directorate confirmed in a December 17th announcement that an Advanced Persistent Threat Actor, or an APT, has been hacking U.S. government agencies, critical infrastructure entities, and private companies since at least March 2020. And the hacking has compromised U.S. government agencies and critical infrastructure, and that the hackers have used sophisticated techniques to make the threat difficult to detect and difficult to remove. This is a serious matter. If an enemy attacked the United States at this time, the United States would have lost its nuclear defense capability. This hacking incident could almost be called a cyber Pearl Harbor incident. So let's talk about this APT and the Chinese Communist regime. The APT refers to Advanced Persistent Threat, or APT for short. This type of hacker uses personal computers as a springboard to penetrate horizontally into the system. This is consistent with the characteristics of the massive cyber attack on the United States. That is, the hackers were able to gain lateral access to SolarWinds systems through the manipulation of Dominion and then to the U.S. federal system. The APT hack can last for days, weeks, months, or even longer. It usually starts with intelligence gathering, which may also include technical and human intelligence gathering. The intelligence gathered is then used to launch a rapid or sustained attack. This kind of cyber attack is a quick surprise attack, so we can call it a cyber Pearl Harbor incident. One distinctive feature of APT hacks is that they are not usually individual actors. They are organized and supported. This is because it usually occurs between countries and organizations. In the case of the U.S. cyber attack, leftist media reported that the hackers were suspected to be linked to Russia. But given the current behavior of the leftist media in the U.S., their news is not convincing. More important is that the Chinese Communist regime maintains an APT hacking group. You might remember that about 2 years ago now, on December 22nd, 2018, the U.S. Department of Justice indicted 2 Chinese communist hackers. At the time, William Barr had just taken office as Attorney General. The 2 hackers indicted were Chinese citizens Zhu Wao and Zhang Shilong. The Department of Justice accused the 2 Chinese government employees of participating in a Chinese hacking group called APT-10.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look at how much he pays.
Which is known in the cyber community as Red Apollo or Stone Panda. And these are in fact referring to this hacking group. That is, the most recent cyber attack on the United States was most likely done by Chinese communist hackers. In addition, the Chinese Communist Party also has the physical advantage to facilitate this cyber attack. SolarWinds has close ties to Ma Yun's Alibaba, and Ant's Financial Services also set up a springboard for the Chinese hackers. Although the big media said that Russia was the black hand behind the attack, President Trump did not think so. He wrote in a tweet, "Russia, Russia, Russia" is the priority chant when anything happens because Lamestream is, for mostly financial reasons, petrified of discussing the possibility that it may be China. It may. There could also have been a hit on our ridiculous voting machines during the election, which is now obvious that I won big, making it an even more corrupted embarrassment for the USA. Okay, one last thing. Lynn Wood tweeted the most important message yet. It says, "Corruption and deceit have reached the most powerful office in our country, the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court." This is a sad day for our country, but a day in which we must wake up. We must wake up and face the truth. Under the tweet, there are some eye-opening comments. Someone posted a picture of a man enjoying sunshine in the sea, along with an image of the Epstein flight logs. And it asks, is this Chief Injustice Roberts, who was pictured on Epstein Island and who was named in the flight logs? John Roberts' name shows in the flight logs. Has the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court been compromised? Okay, this is our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you like what you heard, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with at least one of your friends, because everyone deserves to know the truth. Thank you for watching Front Page, and we will see you next time.